think you should.
Hey everyone, I know it's been a while since I've made a video, much less, a fair amount of videos. I think I made a couple in August, which is, 4 months ago. But to be honest, I had moved on from my last job and didn't have a job, so I wasn't spending money, which means you're not rolling gems. You don't have the new heroes, and well, the content's not as advanced, so people aren't looking for your videos, kind of thing is how I took it. But turns out I have a new job. And in the last month or so, I've spent probably $2 to $2,500 and managed to get all the heroes. And a thing came out yesterday, and luckily it only took me $300 to get her. I was at work on my lunch, rolling on my phone. I spent $200 in the morning before I went to work, and I didn't get her. But then I went on my lunch break, bought another $100 pack, and I rolled her. But I'm gonna make another video after this video with a theme. I just kind of want to do an update here, as well as talk about the thing that I've been hearing a lot. Those of you that know that I do streaming on pocketlive.tv, I used to do it regularly. Now I rarely do it, but when I do it, last night I heard some things about the #1 Android player who has like 410,000 might and now has changed his name to The Game Is Dead, and his base says The Game Is Dead. I'm not even going to bother logging on to my Android account to humor him and show you his base and all that good stuff. But I just got done watching JT's video about it, and first and foremost, I completely agree with JT. JT and I have been friends for probably 4 years or more since I've been playing the game. I was in KOA. It might have been KOA 2, I'm not sure, but I was in that guild and joined Always Hostile, and that's when I met JT, and we've been friends ever since. And then, of course, when I started making YouTube videos, he's been nothing but good to me. Those of you that have been around, most of you probably came from the video that JT made that recommended him over. Anyway, so I heart JT. I should text him with that right now, but I live in California and he lives on the East Coast, so shouldn't do that. But I completely agree with him. The guy who made the Game Is Dead one, let me say first, if you notice, he's got the most recent, what would you call it, base skin, the Harvest Festival looking base. So like, the game is dead, but I'm going to invest the money to buy the most recent base, which was the first thing that I thought was funny. But if you saw JT's video, he said that he's just salty. Well, he says more than that. I encourage you to go watch the video. In fact, I'll probably link it below. I like to do that below. But he's right. The dude's salty. The dude's salty because, and I've been there, so I understand, but still it's ridiculous. If you have 410,000 might, you've spent a ton of money on this game. Even the luckiest scenario, he spent a ton of money on this game. I've been playing the game for I think 4.5 years now, maybe a couple months after it came out, and things are way different. There was no bazaar, there was no like packs that you can get for one gem. There was nothing like that. You couldn't you rolled talents, you had to roll them on a specific hero. You didn't get to change heroes and give it to the one that you thought was, it was best on. There was just so much to it that was much more difficult and much more consuming as far as money goes. So it's gotten better in that regard, and I can see why the guy's salty, because clearly he's probably spent like I think I just said, I've spent probably $20,000 to $25,000 in the last 4 years to get where I'm at. And as you can see, I'm only at 301,000 might. And not that I've made all the best decisions, but I make pretty informed decisions. The first year was pretty nonchalant, maybe even the second year, but I've been pretty hardcore on and off for quite a while now. So I think I don't think I've made terrible decisions. So 301,000 might versus 410 means the guy probably spent 10 times as much as I did. He's probably spent $200,000, and he's pissed off because now that they've more leveled the playing field, that you can get things more easily and gyms are cheaper. And like I've noticed the last couple of days, at least on iOS, I think it's been Yeah, 75%, 70% bonus on first order, which is crazy. I remember, I'm pretty sure like the first couple of years, even Christmas time, July 4th, or those special holidays, it would only be 50%. So I've actually been buying just because of the 75%. And of course, because it's only on the first order, which is a smart business move by these guys, IGG, you want to buy like the $100 pack so you get more bang for your buck because you get the bigger bonus instead of buying, say, a $10 pack and then going and buy a $50 pack. Well, you only get 75% bonus on the $10 pack. So anyway, I agree that dude's totally salty, and I agree with JT that the game is far from dead. They add more features. They add uh, not only features, but they add things to make it easier to acquire things. They give you better login bonuses than they ever did. Believe me, after spending as much as I have, and I don't particularly enjoy spending that kind of money on a video game, but it is what it is. But now it's a lot easier to be competitive without spending as much money. So I think that that is pretty huge. But even the people that have to spend money, um, you can spend less and still get heroes. Like Skeletica, I think don't quote me on the numbers, but you could have gotten Skeleton for more like $1,000, where I feel like Demo Gorgon you had to spend much more than that. So, and I mean, Android's different than iOS, so it depends on where you're at. But either way, it's definitely easier to be competitive now. I'm not saying it's perfect. There's definitely complaints that I have about the game. Like, it is annoying that they come out with new heroes all the time. It's great and it's annoying. It's great because I want new heroes. I want something new, but it's not great. I just spent probably at least $2,000 in the last few months to get Gunslinger. Like, I just couldn't roll a Gunslinger. So that annoys me very, very much. It annoys me that they take some aspects out of the game when they make a hero like Gunslinger, but because of Gunslinger, I can't snipe anymore. And I like to snipe during Guild Wars. It's just not because it's easy, not because it's anything. It's just the method I like to use. And now I've had to go to minnow bombing like everybody and their brother who's trying to score high. And I'll just show you what I did tonight. I minnow bombed. I only have, you can see the guy above me, he's got much more might, so of course he's got more points. But I did all the top bases, which 0 and 1, that's funny. Last week I think it said 199 plus, so apparently it stops counting attacks after 199, and then I had like 12 losses. It was very few. But what am I looking for here? There was quite a few. It's not going to let me get in there and show you. Like 370,000 might and whatever. So since I started minnow bombing about 3 weeks ago, it's just much, much easier. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that that's the way you have to play the game because of the heroes they released. And really, that hero is primarily Gunslinger. You can't snipe with Gunslinger. You can't snipe the top bases, at least the bases that we go against. So I have complaints, but at the same time, nothing's perfect. I can't. Yeah. Sorry, a little bromance here. Brad RS, which some of you probably know, going against me. He's been playing for a long time. He was together with me, Infinity Man, and JTisallbusiness, and Always Hostile, and we all kind of went around together. Sadly, we lost Infinity Man to KOA, which is appropriate. Infinity Man's a very good player, very strategic player, and wants to capitalize on all the work he puts in. So he deserves to be in a very top-end guild. But Brad's still here, and as you can see, I said I heart Brad because I do it all the time. And yeah, anyway. So there's things I don't like, but in the end, I think the game's gotten better. I think that they do a good job at the rate of which they add new things. When I started taking time off after I lost my job, and I would just get on and sweep my dungeons in the morning and get my gems from Lost Realm and sweep my Here Be Monsters, but that's about all I would do for probably a few months. So maybe I fell behind a little bit, but this is what equipment and traits and whatnot really kind of set me back, because it's quite a bit of money. You have to spend 300 gems to roll these talents, which seem to be a lot more difficult to get a 5 of 5 than regular talents. And then on top of that, to roll traits, you have to spend quite a bit. And as you can see in this one, let me show you a good example. I think my Ronin, he's got 5 dodges, and I want the sixth one, but it's 2,000 gems to roll it. I mean, I get it, because when you get that sixth one, you're just as high as it can be, and whatever you choose, dodge, damage, HP, whatever you choose. But 2,000 gems to roll, like, oh my gosh, you're killing me. So think about 2,000 gems. I think you get roughly 20,000 gems with, not really counting bonuses. You get roughly 20,000 gems with oh, well, I'm wrong, I guess. But I always think about 20,000 gems is roughly $100. This is a 60% bonus, so, call it what it is. So about 20,000 just for $100. So that means you can only roll to get that trait, that sixth trait, 10 times for $100. And the chances of getting another 5v5 or 5 dodge out of that 10 rolls is not very high. Anybody that's rolled a bunch of these knows that. So there's things that I don't like, but in the end, I think one thing that they've done a lot of advancement on is getting new players a boost and giving people that don't spend as much money an edge that they didn't have before. So overall, they've leveled the playing field a little better. So it is what it is. So I disagree with this game is dead. It's far from dead. In JT's video, and again, you should watch it, and I will try to remember to link it when I upload this video. He says that the subscriptions and the downloads or whatnot are higher than they've ever been, and the money being spent on Castle Clash is higher than they've ever been. I can't say that that's true, because I don't know where he's getting those numbers, and I haven't seen them. So, but I love and trust JT, so I believe him. So don't panic, anything like that. I definitely have good friends, like my boy Runner, who quit playing because he was free to play, and he felt when the equipment and armory, or whatever you call all this, traits and whatnot, came out, that he just fell behind, and without the spending that money on gems, it's killing him, and blah blah blah. So there is some trade-off, but I think it's better than it ever has been. I think that things are as competitive as they ever have been, and yeah. So I hope that you stick around and keep playing with those of us that have been playing for several years now. The game's getting better, in my opinion, and it's fun stuff. So, not that I'm any kind of authority or professional gamer, you should listen to me, but that's just my opinion. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be rolling a couple other videos out here in a little bit. I'm going to make a video on my new beautiful, which I'll show you real fast, Athene. I'm so happy. It's probably the most, which I just got the Pumpkin Duke skin, by the way, the most newest hero that didn't cost me thousands to get. So I was really pumped to get her. And there she is. She's pretty cool. But the next video should be of Athene. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you continue to play Castle Clash, whether you play it casually or pretty fanatically like the rest of us. It is what it is. Have a good day.